the final thought determine your next regret? A Buddhist exploration of death, consciousness, and what comes next. Take a moment and imagine that tonight is the final night of your life. Not tomorrow, not next year, tonight. The day has come to an end. The body is growing weak. The sounds of the world are slowly fading into silence. And for the very last time, your mind becomes aware of itself. What would appear in that final moment? Would it be a memory from childhood, a loved one, a regret, a fear, or perhaps a deep sense of peace? For thousands of years, human beings have wondered about the mystery of death. What happens when the body stops breathing? Does consciousness disappear? Does something continue? And if something does continue, what determines where it goes next? Among the many spiritual traditions of the world, Buddhism offers one of the most detailed and sophisticated explorations of these questions. According to Buddhist teachings, death is not simply an ending. It is a transition, a continuation of a process that has been unfolding for countless lifetimes. Yet many people have heard a simplified version of this teaching. Perhaps you have heard it too. The idea that whatever you think about at the moment of death determines your next rebirth. A beautiful thought leads to a fortunate rebirth. A fearful thought leads to an unfortunate one. But is it really that simple? Can a single moment outweigh an entire lifetime? Can one final thought erase years of kindness? Can one peaceful memory cancel decades of harmful actions? Or is the truth far more complex? Tonight, we will explore one of the deepest questions in Buddhist philosophy. Does the final thought determine the next rebirth? And in answering that question, we may discover something even more important. Not how to die, but how to live. Death is the one experience that every human being shares. No matter where we are born, no matter what language we speak, no matter how much wealth, power, or knowledge we accumulate, every life eventually reaches the same destination. Yet despite its certainty, death remains one of the greatest mysteries of existence. Most of us spend our lives avoiding the subject. We distract ourselves. We make plans. We chase goals. We build identities. And somewhere in the background, death waits patiently. Not as an enemy, not as a punishment, but as an unavoidable reality. The Buddha encouraged people to contemplate death regularly, not because he wanted them to become fearful. Quite the opposite. He understood that awareness of death can transform the way we live. Imagine discovering that you had only 1 year left to live. How would your priorities change? Would you continue worrying about small arguments? Would you remain attached to every possession? Would you continue postponing the things that truly matter? For many people, the answer is no. Suddenly, life becomes clearing. Relationships become more valuable. Moments become more precious. And many of the concerns that once seemed important begin to lose their power. This is one reason why contemplation of death plays such an important role in Buddhist practice. Death reminds us of impermanence. Everything changes. Everything passes. Everything we love will eventually transform. Even this very moment is already disappearing. When we resist this truth, suffering arises. When we understand it deeply, wisdom begins to emerge. The Buddha taught that fear of death often comes from attachment. We become attached to our bodies, attached to our identities, attached to our desires, attached to the idea that things should remain the way they are. But reality does not operate according to our preferences. Reality changes continuously, whether we accept it or not. The seasons change. The weather changes. Relationships change. Our bodies change. Our thoughts change. Everything moves. Everything flows. Everything transforms. And because death represents the ultimate expression of change, it challenges one of our deepest assumptions. The assumption that the self we call me is permanent. What invites us to investigate this assumption carefully. What exactly is it that dies? And exactly is it that to many years, if there is rebirth, what is being reborn? And what role does consciousness play in this process? To answer these questions, we must first understand the Buddhist view of the mind itself. Because according to Buddhism, the quality of the mind at death cannot be separate from the quality of the mind during life. The final moment is important, but it does not stand alone. It is connected to every thought, every action, and every intention that came before it. Like the final note of a song, like the last page of a novel, like the final wave of a river approaching the sea.